welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Gaz at Fermented World, and today I'm in a different position because the big tub of flipping beer right here is currently in the way and it can't be put where I'd normally put the thing, so we're just going to do this. It doesn't really matter. Today I am taking this exotic mead, and I am adding dried fruit. I'm going to put in 50 grams of each because I think 100 grams is a bit excessive for the small batch that we've got. So I'm going to put 50 grams of mango, 50 grams of pineapple and 50 grams of papaya as a secondary. Now it's already been in secondary for a couple of days because I didn't have a vessel that I could put it in, so I bought another bigger jugs before I even know if it's any good because it's cheap and cheerful. So, and it looks perfectly fine. I can't really see that doing anything, the other one, but that doesn't mean that it's down to the seal. It may just not be fermenting, as it's not started its fermentation in there. So we're going to rack this off, which I'm going to speed up. Then we're going to take a hydrometer reading once it's been racked off. Then I'm going to put it into the bigger jugs bucket and then add the fruit, just so the fruit can disperse and, you know, mellow into all of the liquid, or as much of the liquid as possible, so that it's not just clumped up inside the demijohn. Because when I put the apples in the sizer, they were all just sat up there and most of them weren't doing anything, so it was a bit wasteful. So it got all put into there, all the apples now nicely spread out really well. And yeah, let's get this done. It's getting a bit steamy in here. Yep, I'm a child. I openly admit it. Not that you can read what it says. It says mead. Should have done it backwards so people on the outside can read it. Right then, so that's that done. There's something in here that's bothering me, so I'm going to try and get it out, but I don't think I'll be able to. It is annoying me. I think it's a piece of pulp or something. A little bit of fruit still kicking about. Right, so we're going to do a hydrometer test just so we've got a record of what it's doing. Has it gone back down? We're going to take a test of a taste test. A little bit of that. More importantly, the hydrometer reading, which is obviously the more important part. We shouldn't need to add honey. It should be sweet enough because I back sweetened this after it had gone dry. It could have fermented the honey that I put in. There's every possibility of that. So let's have a look, ski where we are. So that's bang on the 1 mark. So it's fermented another 8 points. Yeah, that's bang on the 1 mark. So it has taken a little tiny bit more. So today's date is the 4th of Feb. Gravity was 1.000. And then we add that to the other one once we've taken that, and then it gives us the overall pardon me, adds the little bit onto the 15.7 that's already there. Okay. Yeah, not not a lot of flavour. It's fruity, but you can't really pick out what it was like before. That said, so what we're going to do is we're going to get this bucket here, which is already sterilised and ready to rock and roll. We're going to pop that up there, out of the way. We're going to get this bucket. We're going to get this scales, and I'm going to put 50 grams of each in. I don't think I need any more than that. I think 50 grams is perfectly fine because there's more than one fruit going in. Plus it'll mean that I'll have fruit left over for other beverages. So roughly 50 grams. I'm not going to be, oops, yeah, don't break the glass. Oh, that smells so good. This is the mango. If we can take that off and get 50, that'll be fine by me. There we go, 50 on the nose. 51. So that's 50 grams of mango. In it goes, bottom of the bucket. That's gone back to 0. We're going to do the same with the pineapple. 50 grams. Dried pineapple smells weird. Don't really want to touch it if possible. 44, 45, 52. I'm taking some off and it's gone up. I think these scales are a bit naff, or they need a new battery. Seal that up. In that goes. Break it down a little bit so it's not all congealed and stuck. Same with the mango, actually, should have done that beforehand. My hands are clean, they've been in steriliser water. I just try not to touch stuff if possible, but that needs breaking up because it's all stuck together. Righto. So then the papaya. Now, I'm going to try some of this because no, I've never had papaya. And I nearly ended up buying, by accident, a sweetened version of this. But I thought, no. That's all right. Not much of a flavour, but once it gets going, that's quite pleasant. Wow, so papaya is quite heavy. That's 60 grams, and there's not a lot there. I'm going to do 100 grams of the papaya. Mainly because I've got loads of it, but it's not a very potent flavour. There you go, 101. So, with it not being potent, it might get masked by the other ones. But it's a blend anyway, so I'm not too phased about that. Right, let's get that in there. I need a picture of this. So, we've done a hydrometer test. We know that it's fermented a little bit more. We've had a taste test. It still tastes sort of the same. It's not really got much of anything going on. Hopefully the dried fruit's going to sort that out. Fruit's in. Now we rack it off. And hopefully, with a bit of luck, it gives us a fruity flavour again. Now it's dry, so there's not a lot of sweetness there. We may add it after, but I want to see what the fruit's going to do first. Because when I took a sample of the sizer that had dried apples put in for 2 days, it tasted wonderful. Even though it wasn't all that sweet, it tasted really, really nice. But I'd already made the mistake of not tasting it beforehand. And I already added a load of honey, which will be nice because it brought it up to a reasonable amount. which was 1.012, which is nice little tiny bit of sweetness. So we're going to rack this now back into this. I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to leave it for about a week. Then I'm going to come back, taste it, see whether I want to add honey, because the dried fruit brings sugar to it. Now, it's not going to be sugar that's really like fermentable. It's not even going to have time. There's probably not even enough yeast suspended in there to start a colony and do anything with the sugars. So it will just be stayed as flavour. Try saying that with a mouthful of mushy peas. So, right, I'm going to speed this bit up because it's boring. And so is me waffling on. But hey, you're here watching me, so that's your fault. And that's that then. So that's in there now. It's got the fruit on the bottom. There's not really much else to do. I'm going to give it a little stir gently because we don't want to oxygenate it. But just to agitate the fruits, maybe get them floating. And I would have thought the mango would be floating. But maybe it just needs to absorb some of this just to make it float. I'm not sure. Don't know what it'll do. So a quick gentle stir, that's it. Nothing other than that. And then we're going to put the lid on. We're going to leave it for a week and see what happens. The possibilities are endless. I do like these tubs. But they've got no markings on. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to fill up my pitcher, put 1 litre in. When it comes up to the line, mark it off. And all the way to the top, really. Because one day I might want to do a big batch of like 10 litres or something. I do small batches at the moment because I'm not sure how things are going to turn out. Ooh, I didn't want to go in, did it? And there you have it. It's got activity because it's transferring. It's coming down here and going up there. That could just be dispersing gas, like CO2 trapped inside the liquid. But it could be a reaction to the fruit. Who knows? We'll see. Give it a week and then we'll be back. Toodle pip.